you like really well-made, spec'd out, affordable guitars? Because that's what I suspect I'm about to show you. I clearly have a box in from Eart, and clearly it is guitar sized. So let's crack it open and see what I got. We've got a styrofoam sarcophagus situation going on here, and it fits perfectly in the box, so it's a little tricky to get out. Here we go. This is when we find out what color and model I got. I actually selected a color that I almost never ever select, but I was in a mood, apparently. I went for, you can't tell yet, black. Well, the description said it was black. It's actually like a misty gray. Interesting. I was not expecting that. I was expecting like a shiny black finish. I'm not disappointed though, I'll say that. I hope that you're watching this video before purchasing one so you can find out the true color, the true finish of this guitar. That's very handsome. Kind of like a gunmetal metallic gray sort of thing going on. It's sandy. It's got like a sandy look to it. Or kind of like buckwheat pancake batter. What the what? They gave me 2 wiggle sticks. I hope that doesn't mean that there's someone out there who only got one. They gave me 2 bags of the wiggle sticks and the Allen keys. Okay. So let's take a look at what we've got here and go over the specs, and then I'll plug it in and tune it up and show off the sounds and comment on the playability, etc., etc. Everything you expect from a good guitar demo, right? Is this a good guitar demo? Let me know down in the comment section. You can say if you think it's not. I'll probably have fun teasing you and interacting with you, but you can say. We can fight it out. So anyways, we've got the Eart headstock there, a bit of like an eagle beak sort of thing going on. The Eart branded tuners on here. They've had these on every Eart guitar that I've ever covered, and they're always great. Really like rock solid and smooth. Yeah. Great tuners on these things. Apparently a bone nut. Full bone nut on these guitars. And of course the expected stainless steel frets that have a hyper rounded ball end on them. Eart was the first company I saw doing this, let alone the first like affordable import brand I saw doing this sort of fret treatment. They are just glossy, glossy mirror finished. Stainless steel, like I mentioned, and the ends of the frets are like these perfect little round ball ends on there. From what I understand, they pull this off by trimming and pre-dressing the frets before they are installed on the guitar, which is not the way frets are usually installed traditionally, but they definitely make it work. Like, it is impressive to be picking up a guitar at this price point and the other price points that they hit. They go lower than this and have fretwork that is that clean and that shiny and that smooth on the ends. The neck is a roasted, baked, or sous vide, fried possibly, maple neck sort of situation. Very thin matte finish on here. You can feel the grain. It doesn't feel raw, but you can definitely feel the wood grain through that very, very thin matte satin sort of finish going on. The neck feels fuller than I remember Eart necks feeling. But it's been a while. I will admit, it has been a while. I've got the specs right in front of me. Let's take a look so I make sure that I don't miss anything here. Roasted Canadian maple, 9.5 to 14-inch compound radius. All right, that's a fun modern feature. It says the body is a roasted book-matched mahogany. We're not going to be able to tell through this finish. Maybe I should have gotten the sunburst finish so we can see that book matching. What else? I think the rest is going to be pretty self-explanatory. Let's take a look. We've got 2 humbuckers, as you can see, open coilies there. We've got a little option switch here. I'm curious to find out what that is. I hope that it is a coil split for both of these pickups. We've got a pretty glossy and solid looking 2-point trim here. It does the thing where there is a little rubber plastic sleeve in there to hold your bar in place. Is there a tightening thing anywhere? Oh yeah. Sometimes they hide them underneath inside there, but this one's got it right on the side, which is what I prefer. So you can tighten it if you need to. Interesting hardware here. These kind of like aluminum knobs. They fit the look of that gunmetal gray really nicely. 3-way switch as expected. I like that it's got the Tinker Toy truss rod adjustment at the heel. Does that. 24 frets. This goes all the way up. 2 octaves on every string. We've got a no neck plate situation going on here. Bolt straight through the body. A rounded heel with some cutaways for comfort, but it's not one of those extreme like cut across the heel sorts of comfort cuts. But oh yeah, I'm someone who doesn't mind great big blocky neck joints anyways, so this feels very modern and slick and sleek to me. You guys share your own opinions on the neck heel in the comments section. What else? Anything else worth mentioning before I plug it in? I don't think so. Time to tune it up, right? Hey, Tony.
What now?
Could you tell everyone what my rig looks like today?
Ryan is using pedals on the motherboard running into the 2 Princeton's rig.
Thanks, Tony.
You are welcome.
Everyone, thank Tony down in the comment section for me. She doesn't have any emotions. She won't appreciate it at all, but it's more just an exercise in reinforcing your own humanity. When an entity, whether it be artificial or otherwise, helps you out, it's nice to be polite, right? Be polite. Thank Tony for giving us some helpful information. So anyways, let's get into it. This thing came up to tune just fine. Like I mentioned earlier, these tuners are great. Nice and smooth and solid feeling. Let's see what the pickups sound like. I'm assuming I am on the humbucker setting right now because I'm not hearing any hum. Yep, there's some hum when I flick that switch down. We've got a tone control. We've got a volume control, I'm assuming. Yep, all the classics are there, and a 3-way switch. Sounds like these are going to be some warm pickups. So we are on the humbucker right now. Is the bridge position. Middle position. Yeah, warm sound so far. Here is the neck. Let's go through that with the split setting. That sounds pretty nice. Yeah, nice twangy split on that humbucker. Here is the middle position. And of course the bridge. That trim is nice and smooth and fluttery too. I mean, none of this is a surprise. I've covered Eart guitars before, and they just always deliver. The quality is always there. The hardware quality, the build quality. It's an affordable guitar, but they do a great job at selecting high quality, affordable components and doing the work to make them a really like pleasurable playing experience. Like, you might not enjoy the shape of the neck. It might not be your thing. You might not enjoy the pickups, etc., etc. There's a lot of like personal preference with any guitar, but you can't deny when you pick one of these things up that they're well made. And they deliver in the specs department. And they deliver in the quality control department. If you got an Eart guitar in the past and it was a stinker, let us know down in the comments. But yeah, I think this might be my third or fourth Eart on the channel. And every single time I'm just like, yeah, they did it. They made a great quality guitar that I have no problem like showing to people and be like, yeah, might as well get this if it checks all the boxes for you, you know? That was the bridge humbucker, here to split. That's pretty. Yeah, I like that split a lot. It's got the twang, it's got sparkle, it's bright and shimmery, but it still has a nice full like three-dimensional warmth to it. On to the middle position, humbucker setting. Split. So much jangle. Here is the neck humbucker. Split that. Try it with some spring reverb now from the Surfy Bear. Sounds great. Middle position split. And bridge position split. Alright, now let's do some bluesy stuff. I'm running a lighter mix on the Surfy Bear, as you can tell. Just a splash of reverb. And I'm running the left side of the Chase Bliss / Analog Man Brothers AM, which is the king of tone sort of situation, for a creamy, bluesy style overdrive. in the neck humbucker, here is the split. Here is the middle humbucker setting. That sounded great to me. Split. Bridge position, humbucker. And finally split. A high gain distortion setup on the motherboard right now. So maybe I'll grab a couple pedals to match with this guitar and wrap up with some high gain nonsense. We've got a black guitar, might as well have some black pedals, right? I've got 3 high gain options here. The Boss HM2, the Swedish chainsaw, the meme at this point, the joke pedal. That's also the heaviest, nastiest thing on the planet. The Metal Zone, the MT2. When are they ever going to come out with a clean zone? Come on, Boss, get on it. And I've got a representation of a rat here from our friends at Super Cool Pedals. It is the Barstow Bat, and it's got a 3-band EQ, which is different than what you would expect from a normal rat. So we'll see how this guitar handles that. Let's get them all plugged in. I left a tiny little splash of reverb from the Surfy Bear just to give us something to push against with that distortion. It's not surfy, it's more just to fill out the space and make it feel like we're in a concert hall or something like that. So first things first, and the first thing on the table is the Barstow Bat. I think it likes it. It likes the high gain. Eek! Let's move on to the heavy metal. The Swedish chainsaw. Everyone wants me to just do that, but that's ridiculous. I'm not going to do that. we go. It likes the heavy metal. How about the metal zone? Oh, come on. When you want the absolute angriest bees possible, there's no choice other than the metal zone. You just can't do better than that. Let's throw some real reverb on this from the Chaseless Dark World for like an ambient sound. Maybe some delay too from the A-Labs. I wonder how it's held up tuning wise after all that wiggle stick abuse. Sounds dead on. That in and of itself is impressive. I'm impressed. It plays great. The pickups sound great. All the specs are great. It looks cool. I mean, looks are subjective. All of it is subjective, really. But a lot of affordable budget style guitars cross my path on this channel. And Eart consistently has been one that they just make great guitars. You like them or you don't, but I don't think anyone could argue that there's something about this that's wrong, you know? It plays great, sounds great. What else do you say about it? Kind of makes my job harder. It's easier when there's something wrong because then I can put out the details and be like, oh, this and this and that. I could hand this to anyone and be like, here's an electric guitar. Do electric guitar stuff with it. It's got single coil tones. It's got humbucker tones. It's got really, really great tuning stability. I only tuned it once. As far as I remember, maybe I tuned it again. Maybe I checked on it. I can't remember, but I've just been sitting here abusing that wiggle stick, playing that little jam. I mean, that wasn't one and done. I've been sitting here for a good half an hour fiddling around, noodling with that loop, and I haven't needed to tune it, and it's still rock solid despite dives that I was doing throughout. The stainless steel fret thing with that hyper polish and the ball ends is definitely something that is attractive about this brand. It's a really kind of like premium experience compared to a lot of other budget guitars in this price range. Bone nut, great quality tuners, baked, sous vide, fried, roasted maple neck, however you want it cooked. Compound radius, 9.5 down to 14, I think it said. It's rock solid. Rock and roll solid. So what do you guys think? Did I miss anything? I hope not. So anyways, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, dislike, leave me a nasty comment. Support us on Patreon. Buy a shirt if you're naked. Huge thanks to Eart for sending this out to me. And you know what? Stay grounded. Bye, everybody.